diamond painting friends, Jessica here with Tiny Worlds of Wonder, stopping in to share my top tips for using your multi-placer on your diamond paintings. Multi-placing 101, if you will. Now, I am by no means an expert at anything I do in my life, but after a couple years, I have accumulated some tips for using my multi-placer. Today, my demo canvas is going to be a Night Veil by Matt Lyon from Distracted by Diamonds. This is the perfect canvas to show you for multi-placing because it has vast oceans of 939. And my first tip about multi-placing is that it really works best with the darkest colors on your canvas. Now, the reason that is because when you have any gapping in your drills or any imperfect placement, it always shows less on your dark colors than it does on your light colors. So I almost never multi-place colors like light pink, white, lighter shades of beige, just because any imperfections in my placement are going to show exponentially more in those colors than they would in my dark colors. I always checkerboard my light colors and multi-place my dark colors if possible. Next, I recommend that you start with a 3-placer if you're really worried about being able to use your multi-placer and get your drills straight. That 3-placer is a little bit easier to control. We're going to take a deep dive here in a second, and I'm going to show you how I multi-place. The concept with the 3-placer and 6, 7, 9, 12 placers is exactly the same, okay? But starting with the 3-placer can be a little less frustrating at first. Third tip, non-uniform drills are very frustrating. Higher quality canvases, if you can possibly swing them at the little higher price point, generally have more uniform drills, at least they should, and these are much easier to multi-place. When I was working on a lot of canvases from AliExpress back in the day with really small drills and then trying to multi-place those, I was so frustrated all the time. I think uniform drills make your world so much better. If you can possibly afford a canvas at a little higher price point and a little higher quality, your diamond painting life improves, I think. So with those general principles in mind, let's drop in a little closer to this canvas and I'll show you my tips in action and show you how I might approach multi-placing some big dark areas like the ones we have on this canvas. If you'd like to see the unboxing for this canvas and find out some more information about where you can get one, I'll stick a card in the corner, but let's drop in a little closer and go for it. Okay, I hope you'll be able to see okay from this angle. Top-down filming is challenging. It's hard to get you close enough without having my big hand in the frame the whole time. So the first thing I do when I start a large area of multi-placing is to lay in a foundation row on the left side and along the bottom just by checkerboarding in some drills in maybe the first 2 rows. I'll show you what I mean. Now, if you're left-handed, you might want to lay your foundation rows on the opposite side, so on the right side and the bottom, but I'm right-handed, so I prefer the left side and the bottom. This just gives me a really straight starting position to lay my other drills next to, and this is really helpful, I find. If you're worried about getting your first row of drills straight enough, you can lay one of these straightening tools along the edge as you work. This was a really inexpensive tool I got from AliExpress. It was just a couple of dollars with free shipping. But you can also use one of these free store purchasing cards that we all have in our wallet and just lay that along the edge of your starting rows to get those drills straight if you're really concerned about your ability to do that. After you've laid in your foundation row, the next secret is to fill your tray to the brim with drills. So use a lot of drills and you really want to shake until you get a lot of drills turned over the right direction. And the secret with getting a lot of drills to line up is just to keep shaking, change the angle of your tray and just keep going. And give it a little tap tap. If I've got a few that are still flipping over, I'm just going to keep going. Once you get some rows lined up, you can really see if you have any trash drills, some drills that are not wanting to play nice with their neighbors, and they're a little easier to locate when they're in rows like this. So I usually pick those out before I even start. And a good quality canvas should not have a ton of those, but no matter what canvas you're working on, you'll probably have a few. It's just part of the manufacturing process for drills. It's not a perfect science. It doesn't seem like. So once I've got some rows that I can work with there, I can start placing drills. So what I'm going to do is come in from, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to come in from the right side and press up against the ridge in my tray on the left side. And what this is going to do is make a long, straight leading edge of drills that I can see here and that are going to line up perfectly with what I already have in my foundation rows. Now, I did a little example here of stagger starting, and I like to do that because I don't want to have a long gap in between the drills I lay at the top. So I start going down every row or two, and so we have some little stair steps here. Now, my basic method for multi-placing, whether I'm using a 3-placer, a 6-placer, this one's actually a 7-placer, is to place my first drill into the position I want and then roll downwards toward myself. And I prefer to work in vertical rows and not in horizontal rows because I feel like I can see better. But you have to find the method that works best for you. So I'm going to place my first drill here, see if I can not get my head in frame, and then roll down like that. And then inevitably I'm going to end up with some short rows. So I just grab the number of drills I need there, fill those in, roll down, and repeat this procedure for the next 50 hours, probably in this case. It won't take me 50 hours to do all of the 939 on this canvas, but maybe 40. I don't know. It's going to take a while. It's going to be so worth it, though. It's really going to make those colors pop. And it doesn't matter how long I diamond paint. I never place my rows, my multi-placed rows, perfectly. I almost always have to go in and fiddle with a drill here and there just a little bit and just move it a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Fill in a couple there. You can see I'm stagger starting as I go down, so come in, press against the edge of your tray there. Start at the top. All my drills fell off. Roll down. We're going to leave the real footage in here. Sometimes you got to move something. Sometimes things go awry in life, no matter how hard you try. And we just got to roll with it. Okay, I'm getting to the end of my staggering, and then I'll show you what I do from there. I just loaded my pen with wax, and so it's really sticky. All right, so what I'm going to do now is start going back up again. So I'm going to start one higher here and roll down. I always think it's harder to get that top drill straight when I go back up. I'm impressed with how uniform these drills are and how non-gappy. That's pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to come up again, roll down, grab 3. And like I said, I almost always have to adjust somewhere along the way. I am not perfect. All right, so that's my basic process, and I'd probably continue going back up until I reach this. Then I might come in and fill in this area. But that's my basic procedure. This trick of straightening my drills on the tip of my pen by pressing slightly to the right when I grab them has really helped my multi-placing a lot, as has this tip of rolling down. Because you can kind of see where your drills are laying as they go down, and with less uniform drills than these, that is extremely helpful. So I hope you guys found this video helpful today. Of course, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to help if I possibly can. Check the description for links to some of the tools that I have today in the video. I always get a lot of questions about that. Where did you get X? So always check there first. I hope you have a wonderful week. Spread some joy wherever you are today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.